Hello and welcome to the 8th episode of the Dice for Brains podcast. I'm Ross Rockefeller. This is an actual play podcast told in an episodic structure through the course of a season. For the first season, we'll be telling a story set in the Star Wars universe, using Fantasy Flight Games' Star Wars Force and Destiny. Season 1 of the Dice for Brains podcast is brought to you by D20 GameSpot in St. Augustine, Florida. All music is composed and performed by Jared Pennick at Z-Chord Studios in Gainesville, Florida. Listener Danny writes, "Just wanted to say that I'm enjoying the heck out of this. I do quite a bit of freelance work for RPGs and I have friends who are also in the industry. I'll be sure to put them onto this as I think they'll feel the same way I do. Don't know if it's showing yet, but I did write a review and rate it on iTunes. Keep up the good work, everyone. I look forward to more episodes. All the best, Danny." Well, Danny, on behalf of the cast and crew of Dice for Brains, thank you very much. And thanks for the review on iTunes as well. If you want to send us an email, you can send it to diceforbrains@gmail.com or head over to the website, diceforbrains.com, and use the Contact Us link. Now, let's meet the cast and get on with the episode.
Hi, I'm Susan White. I'm playing the character of Bear the Lesser. She's a warrior aggressor raised on the planet Bava as a fisher person by her uncle and her mother, and her emotional strengths are justice, and flip side of the coin, emotional weakness is cruelty.
Excellent. And what was the best gift Bear was ever given?
Oh, the best gift that Bear was ever given was her martial arts sword that she trains with every day, and it was given to her by her uncle. And it's a very special sword to her. She doesn't have it with her at the moment because it's just a training sword. It's beautifully decorated with all these runes, and she's been able to decipher a couple of them, but she doesn't know what the whole thing means. And it does have some very unusual jeweled handle ornaments to it too, and she really loves it.
Excellent.
I imagine the weight of the thing is a little off balance.
Yeah,
the
it's
hilt
a lot
is
of
heavier.
weight in the handle for some reason. Not a lot of weight on the tip.
I'm David Wright, and I'm playing Zen Malek, the Nautolan mystic Force Exile, who is very enthusiastic, which makes him reckless, unfortunately.
Indeed.
And what is the best gift that Zen ever received?
The gift of laughter. No.
Get out. Get right out.
Oh, the cheese level's
No,
too
you know
high.
what? No, we're keeping it. That is now canon. Moving on.
Okay, Joshua Reynolds here. I'll be playing Greed Tickus, the Twillick ochre skin mechanic and tinkerer. He's a sentinel artisan. His emotional strength is his compassion for others, and yet his weakness is hatred for others as well. He's a pretty passionate fellow.
And what was the best gift that Gree ever received?
He got a toolkit from his mother and father when he was young that he still has with him. It's a sort of unfolds, and it has some basic like screwdriver and cutting tools and wrenches, but it has a lot of sentimental value, and he got it when he was very young, and he's always used it to tinker with and has added and replaced it. But the wrap that it comes in, sort of the folding pouch that rolls up and closes on the side, that's really the kit to him, and that's the gift that means the most.
Excellent. Notice how it wasn't his freedom, because if you think freedom is a gift, you are sorely mistaken.
Throw a carrot at him.
Well put. Well put.
Excellent. So where we left off, we had just emerged from the Bava mines, correct?
Right.
Yes.
Had some strange encounters there.
Yeah, and downright supernatural, really, in our experience. But I think this is where we've acknowledged that we've had these events happening to us, and kind of owned up to each other that we've had supernatural influence or visions, or been able to find stuff. In my case,
Absolutely, it was definitely a bonding experience.
Yeah, you all kind of came together with your acceptance that you're all Force sensitive.
The strangest bonding experience ever because we were all separated.
Exactly, right?
We were separate for the bonding. Went through sort of the Dagobah cave scene is what it reminds me of.
Very,
That sort of
very
thing.
similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a test. You were tested.
Cave, remember your failure in the cave.
No, I'm rolling my eyes at that one.
No, and we all passed the test.
Yeah.
We ended
I
up
didn't fail.
ended up
I
with
beat the tar out of that rock.
Totally. That rock didn't know what hit it.
Not that I have.
Not that it
much to
knows
that.
anything at all.
Learned some sad news about Marcus's kind, though.
Yeah, unfortunately.
There's only the last of something like 4 or something like that. There's only a handful. That Zen was able to suss that out.
I believe so.
4.
Bear is definitely on the thought track of the Imperials caused irreparable environmental damage to her home planet of Bava by killing off most of the population of the Bava worms, because the Bava worms serve an incredibly important environmental balance purpose by eating the poisonous gas that emanates from some of the rock.
You made it out of the cave to the fresh air and mid-Bava cliffs, correct?
Right. Zen's not thinking about this, but I am. If Zen ever has to become one of those force hermits, he's going to go into the caves. That's going to be where he hermits.
Excellent. All right, so you guys were kind of all huddled together on this ledge on the Bava cliff side.
Unless they made it quite a ways out of the cave, I'm willing to bet that whoever left the interactive learning tool, or interactive learning machine, and the data pads here, we're probably close to our fishing spot.
I would think. It seems to be connected, Zen. I think you're right.
Yeah, the fishing spot's not far from
So are we standing out on
mine
the branches now, guys, just to be clear?
No, you're standing out on this like rocky outcrop from, this like little cave entrance halfway up the cliffside.
Okay, does it look like it should be... This is what I'm wondering, if we need to climb up the side of the cliff, or do we go
The
to
three of you
trees?
could not lay down on this. You could stand up, the three of you, fine,
Yeah.
but there's not enough room for the three of you to lay down here.
Right.
It's a tight little ledge.
Can we get it to the trees, though, and try to climb up them?
You could
I'm
jump
wondering if that
from
might be
branch
just-
to branch, probably. Continue through the trees.
I'm thinking that might be an easier...
You can't see the other cliffside.
I'm voting for the trees. What do you think?
The trees are probably the best bet.
Bear?
I imagine it'll be easier to climb the trees than it will be to climb the cliff face.
But there are Imperials on the top of the...
We should shut down our comms completely right now so that they can't just come find us.
Oh, okay.
So when you
Okay.
come back out, your comms kind of blink to life because they can get a signal again. And then
Exactly.
you remember to shut them all off.
Yes.
There's been a couple news announcements.
I'm not interested in
Governor
news.
sends full support to Bava.
I am interested in the
headline.
news, but we need to sit down somewhere that's not on the edge of a cliff.
I'm thinking in the trees is where we can take shelter for the time being.
Climb across to the trees.
All right.
We could
so
probably
you-
find water there.
That's true.
I think we could probably go down. I don't know that the gas is going to be outside of the rocks. And if it's safe, we could go down and we could go across that way. It will give us time to rest and think.
But do you have time?
Don't know.
We have to have time to look at the news reports at least.
We do need to remain hidden, though.
Are we all across on the trees?
Hey, you guys are kind of just walking across. And
I shoot a blaster
standing-
bolt into the cave that we came out of.
Just
Like
start
trying to hit
collapse-
the cave.
Yeah, it's. I mean, so you're trying to get the rock to
I
collapse.
try to hit the side of the cave, yeah.
All right. So after a couple good shots, you cover the hole behind you guys.
Like you do.
Here's the thing. The very first time I had an actual vision and not just a sense of what was going to happen was I was training. I was learning, and I was outside of events.
Outside.
I was not involved in what was going on. It didn't make me happy, and I would rather be involved in what's going on.
Try to-
Okay.
So we'll sit first. Let's talk about what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of room in these trees. So you got plenty of room to kind of relax.
We can
The
rest
trees are
here.
much
We've had a
bigger.
busy
Yeah.
day.
No, I'm using the fluffy stuff to try to wipe myself
Yeah, you
up.
can wipe off. I've got
Trying
nice
to get the-
cushions.
Dropping them off the edge. There, that one's
The
all
little
used.
the little shells of the pods that the foliage come out of are nice little water buckets for
For
dew
water?
and stuff.
Oh,
There's some fresh water up here in
fantastic.
these trees.
Yes.
It's a nice jungle.
So then while we sit back and rest, I look through my to-read list on my datapad.
All right, so there's a bunch of like major alerts that have come out of Baba Center in the last 12 to 16 hours, pretty
Yeah,
much.
because it's been about 24. It's been about 36 hours. Is that right?
No, it's almost 24 at this point since your
Okay.
break-in.
Okay.
One of them's got a video associated with it. That is martial law declared on Bava. There's another report that names the head of the terrorist organization here on Bava. So an official warrant has been issued for Tenga Donal.
Oh.
They've got footage of you guys walking around from the day before.
Oh, man.
So when you came in to discuss everything with the crane, they've got some photographs of that.
They got pictures of Bear pointing at me and yelling.
Arrest warrants issued for known associates. Imperials doing house-to-house sweeps. They have made 10 arrests so far. There's a list of arrested people. They've confiscated and shut down Tenga's legitimate business operations, which were basically a couple shops and the restaurant. There was a mayor's office that kind of handled the Bava, civic stuff, and that's all under control of Imperial now. So the Imperials have now moved from the forward operating base into all of the major civic structures of Bava, and have completely taken over that whole thing. And then there's also the final report is a shootout at a known terrorist home, and several arrests were made.
Is there any word on Bear's family?
Bear's mother is on the list as well as Ran. They reportedly both been arrested. Neither of them are killed.
Oh, the way he was attacking, I thought for sure he would be dead.
Blasters got stunned, and they probably wanted him alive to talk. Those Imperials
Your
are...
mother has been completely outside this the entire time, to the point that story-wise, we haven't even named her. And she is now basically taking the brunt of your punishment. Being arrested by the Imperials, that's interrogation, that's forced labor, that's a lot of bad stuff. This isn't a Swedish prison.
I think the Imperials have droids dedicated to aggressive...
They do. And one of the first things they're going to do is move the prisoners off planet.
Oh, my gosh. My mother, my uncle, they've both been arrested.
What about your paraplegic friend?
Her, too? Is she on the list?
She is on the list.
I just wanted to throw in. What about Artie? Is there any mention of Artie?
Artie is listed and confiscated. They've confiscated the restaurant, everything in it. So, I mean, you would assume Artie.
Oh, my gosh. You guys, we have to go back and help these people.
All right, but we can't do them any good if we're dead. We can't just go up there and start blasting at everything and hope that we're going to rescue them. We do need a plan, and
Let me get a perception check from Zen.
We're going to need more equipment.
What's my difficulty?
2.
Two successes.
2 successes. So you got to scan past the front page headlines, but in the back, page B, the crime report, there's been a shootout at a local fighting ring.
Look at that.
It's a known organization run by Jink Janko. There was a shootout. Several people were injured. It was an underground fighting night that apparently went awry somehow. And, the article speculates whether it was gambling or what. It's a seedy place. People get shot at seedy places. But there was loud gunfire. The Empire was forced to get it shut down.
Janko's the guy who we think ripped Tenga off.
Well...
He knows how to operate outside the law.
Yeah, he does.
What if we try to recruit him?
The Janko guy?
It might sour our chances teaming up with Tenga later, but if he's willing to go, I say we go.
I don't think that guy's going to do anything for us. I just say we hit his...
I wouldn't
and take his stuff.
Yesterday, or 36 hours ago, you told me Tenga Donal was going to have anything to do with me. I would have told you, no. 36 hours ago, you told me I'd be climbing out of a cave near the bottom of halfway down.
Guys, Jink Janko's 10 times worse than Tenga Donal. I shudder to think about how he managed to mess up the shipment to Tenga with his medicine that he ordered. He's got his fingers in so many pies around the planet that he probably knows everything that's going on. He might even know where we are right now.
If we're going to go rescue people from an Imperial prison before they get shipped off world, then we are well and truly starting a rebellion. Jink Janko is a thug who has thugs working with him. Thugs know how to fight. I did not know how to fight.
You're going to need outside help then, that's for sure.
Even work with criminals. I don't care.
Not to mention the fact that Janko wasn't arrested, which means he knows how to hide.
Well,
which means if we could find him...
Tenga wasn't arrested either, though.
Exactly. My problem with going with Tanga to help is the last time we went to Tanga to help, he was declared the leader of the rebellion. He was the leader of the terrorist organization.
In fact, you flip back over and you play the video.
Yeah.
That's associated with the first news report. The shoulder up kind of shot of a very stern gentleman, probably his late 20s. He's human. He's got a really tight kind of blonde cropped hair. And he's got one of those brain installment things that wrap around the back half of his head.
Right.
And basically expand his knowledge abilities. So he's got one of those cybernetic implants that rim the back of his head. The little graphic that comes up on the video is labeled Captain Thaco. And he starts off his address with, "Today is a dark day on Bava." This man, and it's a picture of Dodger, because it's labeled underneath. His name is Dodger. He was one of you. He grew up here. He joined the Imperial Army at 18, fresh out of school, and he served on this planet his entire life. And I mean his entire life, because last night it was cut short. And some of you might hear there are rebels on Bava, and I want you to know these people are terrorists. To call them rebels is to give them honor they do not deserve. They broke into a military base in the night and murdered one of your own. These people are worse than criminals. They're the scum of the... Eradicate them from this planet. And I have the full support of the governor.
I don't like this jerk.
See, that limits our number of bolt holes. I think our only option is to turn to the criminals.
Turn to the criminals, but I don't think I'm going to go with the thug, man.
Let's discuss which criminal organization we're going to approach as we climb up.
I say it's better to go with the devil we know than the devil we don't.
There's a chance Django still has the Bacta that Tanga needs. Why don't we see if we can broker a peace between them? It's sort of what I'd do.
Okay, Zen, that's not a bad idea. All right, fine. We'll approach this thug, but I don't trust him.
Okay, so you have a nice conversation about basically how you're going to approach getting some assistance with breaking people out of an Imperial jail now?
Yeah.
That's the general?
That's the general thing.
All right. So you do you kind of get to the top of the tree lines, and there's this cool moment where you look up and the sun's setting. There's that pink sky and a couple TIE fighters just screeching right across it, heading towards Bavaport City. And you can kind of identify a relatively easy path that kind of descends a little bit, but it'll get you close to the cliff edge where, you should be able to ascend the rest of the way. But that's not what warms your heart. What warms your heart is on the edge of the cliff. For the first time since he's been here, you see Maximilian with a big old smile on his face as he's casting his Fisher-Price line over the cliff edge.
Oh, Maximilian, the lazy mechanic?
Yep. It's on his day up. Well, the base is shut down today, so he's taking the day to go fishing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look.
And he kind of squints over at you and gives you a loose little wave.
I think we caught one.
My goodness, somebody we know.
Well, let's get over there, I guess. He's already seen us. We don't have to kill him, do we?
No, we don't have to kill him.
Okay.
If he alerts the authorities, we'll know by the time we get over to him. Because they'll be shooting at us and we'll be climbing down.
Yes, exactly.
All right, I'm going to need one roll just to get all the way up the cliff edge. One big old group climb check.
All right.
We are a happy team.
You roll this one.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I almost dropped that one.
You got it.
All right.
We have 1 success and 2 advantage.
Nice roll.
Excellent. So you've ascended the cliffside. What are your advantages?
How about Maximilian doesn't have a phone on him? I mean, a communicator.
Get you
He's
up the
happy
cliff
to
edge.
see us.
And he's happy to see you.
Happy
That
to
sounds
see you.
great.
Exactly, because all this ruckus is just going to make him work. He doesn't want any of that.
So by smile, I mean like the greasy fat ends of his mouth are kind of turned up a little bit. Let's
Right.
not go crazy with our mental image of Max. He's still a very sad sack.
Beaming like a
Right.
soap opera star at us? No.
Wait, didn't we spend a good deal of time trying to teach him how to fish more efficiently?
We convinced him to go.
And he remembers that, and
Yep.
he's like, They're the cool Fisher people.
That is exactly what is happening.
Oh
you guys
my
spent a light side
gosh.
point to convince him to try cliff
Yeah, we
fishing.
did. Remember that? That was awesome. That was good investment.
Here he is. All right, so we hit him up, and he's able to share some snacks with us.
Yeah, he's got some food. This is great. This is just like fishing back home.
Max, do you have a
I haven't caught anything.
Do you have a speeder with you? Do you have a car with you? How did you get out here?
No.
I just walked. It's not that far.
Drunk, no.
Oh, okay.
The base is shut down because some terrorist shot somebody. I don't know, Dodger or something. I'm not sure. I don't know
Yeah,
who
that
it was.
sounds really bad.
No, that's awful. I'm sorry. It is. That's a darn tragedy. Bath. where can I soak?
And where
my-
are you guys coming from? You don't smell good, and that's coming from me.
There's some
been a
methane
long-
cracks
it's a
down there.
long
and it's-
story.
ugh. Yeah.
We need to get back to my farm. Is there any way that you could borrow a speeder for
No,
us?
we're out in the
I
middle
can
of
call
nowhere.
somebody real quick.
No, we don't want
We
you to
can
call
walk.
anybody.
We can walk.
We can
Let's
walk.
stroll
The
it
exercise
off.
will do us good.
Yeah, I think the Imperials just took it over or something. I don't know. I think there's
Oh.
a farm there.
Dang it. Okay.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Enjoy
He
yourself.
casts another fresh line off the edge and starts whistling to
We
himself.
start walking towards the farm until we're out of sight, and then we turn towards the city.
Wait, before we turn to the city, do we want to try to check on the farm? There are speeder bikes there that we may be able to steal back.
Yeah, I think that's worth a look.
Yeah, I do have Desert Dweller, and it's an arid environment, so I'm pretty good at navigating this sort of terrain.
You know what the great thing about walking towards a farm that has just been taken over by the Empire to see if the speeder bikes are there? I know they're there because I flipped it on side point. But I do have a bad feeling about
You do
this.
have a bad feeling about this. All right, so the light side point was flipped. The speeders have
Since it's a light side point, they're there and accessible.
they're there and accessible. They have not been confiscated.
And that flipped all of the force points into dark side. All 5 of them, right? Mm-hmm. I've got the glare. I'm just checking.
So the farmhouse is in the distance after a good hour or so walk. It is set into nighttime here on Bava now. And remember, Bava's never dark, but it's good in nighttime here. So you do have limited visibility and all that good stuff. The mine shed barn house in the distance.
Right.
You're not sure at what stage in cataloging and whatnot they could possibly be in. The arrest notices were from at least 6 hours ago, though. So
I imagine there's probably a cursory guard left behind to see if we return foolishly to the scene of the crime.
We need to look out for that. And I want to approach with my stealth.
My
So
help.
basically, you want to stealth into range to where you could start, acting on the scene, basically.
Yes.
Somebody has a 3 agility,
So into
is that
long
correct?
range. Yes, Bear does.
Yep.
Good old bear.
But I have no
Super
stealth.
attributes.
Does anybody have stealth?
I have stealth.
Yep. The difficulty is going to be minion rules based on the amount that could kind of hear you. It's going to be 1 difficulty die and 1 challenge die.
Then we'll do. Good rolls. Come on. I come up with a failure and an advantage.
All right. So what is your advantage?
But the advantage is that it's there's a short culvert that we can take to loop around from this position to another corner of the house.
Okay.
How's that for an
I like that.
So we have cover.
All right. So you've got cover. You have been noticed, but they didn't get a direct read on you.
But they knew something was out there.
They are alerted now. So they are in an alerted state.
Okay.
I thought about grabbing a keto bird on our way up the cliffs.
There were like 4 too. Yeah, you could have
Having a keto bird in hand right now just to toss over the cliff would be so useful.
Here they come. That's all it was.
So there were a couple of stormtroopers that were kind of milling about the perimeter of the shed. They were definitely on alert now. Hey, go get some more guys. We need to check this out.
All right. One of us needs to create a distraction so the other 2 can get the speeders and then meet the third person.
I'll do it.
Gree is going to run distraction while Zen and Bear attempt to sneak into the mine shed.
In the old mining.
All right,
shed.
so hit me with this distraction. What's going on? You've got 1 stormtrooper that is staring at the building. The other one is radioing for backup and also looking at the building.
All right. Well, first I'm going to move away from the party.
Sure.
They're going to go the other way. Well, I'm just going to go the tried and true route of shooting at them.
Okay, so hey guys.
I'm gonna try to be a little bit more tactical than that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. My hello will be on the end of a blaster bolt.
Excellent.
I've got my light blaster skill.
Yep, and these guys are at short range from you, so it makes it a difficulty 2
Okay.
to hit them, and it's going to be your agility plus your blaster skill.
And that's pretty much it. Right?
Yep.
I don't have any advantage on this. No, I don't. I don't think so. It's only those. So I have. It comes down to I have 1 success on that roll.
1 success. And
Yes.
what was the damage?
6 damage from my light blaster because
Done.
I have 1 success. So
Their
that's
armor soaks most of that, so you get a little bit of a deflection of the beam, but he definitely slings his shoulder back behind him.
I struck him.
Yeah.
But I didn't take him out.
Correct. Oh, he's still on his feet. The two of them are ready their weapons. They're going to be
They're-
hip firing them, but they're shooting right back at you. So this
Way
is
it goes.
what do you guys do?
He must have been the stormtrooper.
So you guys are sneaking around to the barn door to try to break in while Greed's engaging in gunfire with some stormtroopers.
Yes.
All right, let me
Got
get a
it.
group stealth roll to get in.
Okay.
All right, 1 success and 3 advantages.
The room
All right,
is
so
it is exactly as you left it. In fact, sleeping bags and everything.
yes,
Turkey.
Tarps off the speeder.
that.
Excellent. All right, so you cast the tarp aside, and there are your shiny black and red racing style swoop speeders.
Nice.
I climb on. I think. So how do you start this thing?
So Bear gives Zen a crash course in how to drive one of these things,
Yes.
while the stormtroopers give Gree a crash course in getting shot with a blaster.
They're not gonna hit me.
I hope not, because
Right.
these are serious guns. The good thing about using minion rules is they fire as one, but they are stacked together for purposes of their skill at firing. You did, in fact, get hit with a blaster rifle with 1 success, and
Which
you
is
are.
40 damage.
It's actually 10.
Yeah. Ow.
So
Owie.
should have a soak rating, which is
Wow.
equal to your brawn
2.
plus armor.
It's 2.
2. So you subtract 2 from it, luckily.
Okay. And that'll be my wounds.
So you take 8 wounds. So yeah, you just got leveled. With
Yeah,
a blaster rifle.
I've gone from 8 to.
I don't know if
12
you've
to
ever,
4.
I know as a slave you've been beat before, but I don't know if you've ever been shot in the chest with an energy blast.
That
but-
thing didn't even have to hit me to do that much damage, really.
No, and it
like
probably-
it could just pass near me and I could be all cooked.
It probably stopped your heart briefly, that kind of stuff. So.
Eey.
you're
All right,
getting
so I think
shot.
I'm dead for a hot second.
Yeah, you think you're dead for
It
a
makes
hot
me
second.
mad, and I'm gonna shoot him again.
All right, so that's your turn.
Okay,
So you've got an action and a maneuver right now.
this is what I want to do. I'm gonna use 2 strain
Uh-huh.
to get a second maneuver.
Yep.
Use 2 maneuvers to try to fall back to extreme range.
Yep.
And still pot shot back, I guess.
Sure.
Because I'm.
Yeah,
just
no,
trying to
absolutely.
get
You can
away.
still get a pot shot back.
Try to keep them. I know I don't have much of a chance.
No, the difficulty is 4.
All right, so yeah, difficulty's a 4. 3 threat and 2 success.
How did you shoot him better at extreme range? You shot this guy again. Amazingly enough, doing further damage to the other side of his shoulder, which they're going to seriously talk to their armor manufacturers about this. And you had 3 threat, correct?
Yes.
You got that great shot. You were like, "Oh, I hit him!" And then you turned back around. You didn't notice the rocks that were by your feet. You just tripped over and fell down.
Now I'm just laying out in the open.
Yep, you have fallen prone. That is how I'm spending your 3 threat. So
Right.
you're kind of
Sort of.
walking him. Well, you're walking him through the checklist.
I'm walking him through the checklist.
No checklist. Just push what button?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so you've got both speeders turned on now, at least, and luckily
Okay.
there's a gunfight going on outside, so no one heard them power up.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
And we-
let's do it. I'm gonna need a
got our-
driving check.
We got our headlights on and we're searching for.
We'll let Bear do the bursting through, since she
All
can
right.
actually do that bit.
Alrighty. Yeah, I got 1 success. All right. And
All right.
I'm blasting my way through the barn door on my Ferrari of
Yeah.
speeders.
All right, so you come careening out of the mine shed barn with a clattering and speedery voomp. Zen, you then double back and try to go pick up Gree.
Yes.
All right, so as you come around the edge, you got to make a hard right around the mine shed. So let's get a driving check.
Okay.
You'll have 1 boost die because Bear taught you how to drive for 5 minutes.
All right.
And then it'll be 2 difficulty. Upgrade one of those difficulty to a challenge die.
You like those challenge die, don't you, Game Master?
I do.
I really want to spend it right back, but I'm not going to.
I just want 1 to
Oh, the
spare.
back and forth
Happened in a
flip.
game?
Yeah, you did it. Yeah.
Come on!
I did not succeed, but I did get a threat.
All right. So you didn't crash, which is nice, but the Imperial saw you.
I expected
Just
that.
booking around. Bear, what are you doing? So he's button hooking to go pick up Gree.
I went this way and Zen went that way. I'm going to go keep circling around until I can get my
She's going to go around the
speeder
shed.
and shoot at the back of the 2.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you hook around the other way to get behind the stormtroopers.
Troopers,
on
and I
your
start
fancy
firing.
speeder. All right.
And they're just they were already distracted because they're looking at him. coming
Sure,
around.
sure. Okay, well,
Right.
let's just do that roll where you're going to go pick up Gree. So this is actually a gunnery skill, which you don't have, but that's okay.
Gosh. 1 advantage. So let's see.
Didn't,
Yeah, or you can give them another
Blast
setback die on their shot.
Yeah, let's do that.
That okay. So they're getting blasted at from behind, but are keeping their stormtrooper training in their front lobe, brain part, mind area,
Brain part.
and are going to shoot at Gree at extreme range.
Who is lying prone
Who is lying prone?
and might even have burrowed a little bit into the ground.
Oh, that means I have to upgrade one of the. Ew, maybe I shouldn't make this shot. That is an ugly.
See it from my end.
Stormtroopers miss for a reason.
And they did, in fact, miss. I have 1 advantage. So I am going to jump out of the way and not get hit by the speeder as it slings past next round.
Very good.
Zen, you are quickly approaching Gree on the ground. What are you going to do?
Try to break at him.
Try to
Or near
break
him.
at him. I'm going to need 1 more check from the guy who doesn't know how to drive very
Yeah.
well.
Do I still get a boost die?
No.
Okay.
She taught you how to turn it on and make it go forward.
All right.
And she forgot
Not
to teach you how to
turning.
brake.
No turning, no braking.
And yet, 2 successes and 1 threat.
All right.
Wow.
So the threat is when you did your cool, like, I remember when you did this in the speeder. I can totally do this fishtail break thing. You kicked up a thick cloud of that red choke dust right into Gree's face, but otherwise came to a perfect stop. And without extra success, even got the butt of the speeder sticking out in front a little bit just to block another shot if it's coming.
Nice.
Nice.
Very good.
I bend down low to offer him a hand up.
Excellent.
And I accept it graciously. It's not a little panically. I do want to get up and out of here.
Get behind the handlebars.
Maybe I should drive.
You sit in front.
So you offer a hand as you're scooting to the back seat.
Yes.
Oh my
Excellent
gosh.
choice.
Yeah, let me get in there. I do have the piloting thing going on. And shoot. You shoot.
I'm taking
Shoot
it
him,
on my
Zen.
hold.
To lean back, taking a couple pot shots at the stormtroopers that are up. Fire it. Let me get 1. It's going to be difficulty 4 because of the range.
Okay. This is never going to happen. I need 2 difficulty dice.
There
That's
you
what I
go.
said too, and
But I
he did
did
more damage than when he was in close range.
Totally. And then I cheered a little bit and I fell down.
Is this the one that has the setback die, or we already used it?
I already used it.
Okay, so
Oh my goodness.
got 5 threat.
Oh, lordy. You completely missed that thick red dirt that you kicked up when you did your cool little slide speeder. Has now clogged up into the front of your pistol too, and it's misfiring a little bit until you get a chance to fix it.
Okay.
That was 2 of the threats. 3 of the threats are when Gree does put the hammer down and finally slam that speeder forward. You actually weren't grabbing onto him just yet, and did that cool. You held in the air for just a second before you smashed down onto the ground as he took off without you.
Oh man.
Oof.
But luckily, Bear's coming by.
Where'd Zen
Bear's
go?
coming by. All right. Bear can see what happened, and she's gonna
I've spent
definitely
2
try
strength to
and.
stand up.
I'm gonna come around. I see he's fallen off, and I'm gonna try
Getting
and
back up, dusting himself off.
scoop him up. Right, and he is standing up. So.
Yep. So you reach out an arm and snag Zen at a low enough speed to not break
Right.
either of your shoulders.
Right,
and
exactly.
flip him onto the back of the speeder. largely aided by his, legs and whatnot. But it looked like you did a lot more of that than you should have. The story that goes back with the stormtroopers that are alive goes a little different than it actually
total
went.
Old Western, like picking up the other person and getting them to jump on the back of the horse.
Right. Except it looked like a
Exactly.
100-pound girl just slung a 200-pound fish man on the back of a bike like it was nothing.
That's flying. It's a flying bike, a hover
Yeah.
bike. But besides that, totally Western.
Right. Yes, exactly.
So you've got the speeders pointing in the same direction. It's nighttime, Bava. Where are you guys going?
We are booking it as fast as we can away from the Imperials.
Let's try to like hit the Arids and then maybe the cliffs.
We need to find a really scummy bar and start
We
looking
do?
for
Some sort
criminals.
of. Well,
There was that shootout in the
Scummy bar.
news.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should go to that particular club.
Go to the fight club.
Yeah, go to the Fight Club. Fight Club!
So your guys are going
First
to
rule.
drive into Port City proper, Bava Port City, and attempt to find Jink Janko's Fight Club.
We don't drive like we're heading that way. We drive out towards the cliffs.
Yeah, the last thing that
and
the
then come
Imperials visually see is us heading off into the desert in the
Gotcha.
other direction from where we're really going.
So you know where the one club is, right? So you guys will drive. I'm assuming you're
Well, it
going
was
to...
in the news article, and probably, our GPS can
Yeah,
look it
absolutely.
up for us. So.
You try to take the long way there, just
The long way
so
there.
it doesn't
Right.
rouse any suspicions.
Right, exactly.
So by mid-evening, you will have arrived at Jink Janko's Fight Club.
All right.
So right outside, it's not actually in Bava Port City. It's outside of Bava Port City for
Okay.
legal reasons. Largely that most of what goes on here is illegal, and the farther it is from the center, the less you get messed with. So somewhere out towards the center of the plateau, off of a dusty little speeder trail, is Jink Janko's. What are we gonna call it? No.
Scorch mark.
Okay.
Yeah, like blasters leave scorch
I like
marks,
that.
don't they?
Right.
All right.
I briefly consider a disguise, like a hood, and then I remember.
Whoops.
So I do not bother
That
with a
would be wasted
disguise.
effort.
All right, so heading towards Jink Janko's Cabaret, known as the Scorch Mark, just outside of Bava Port City. So it kind of... Subtlety is not Jink Janko's thing. While he's not going to flaunt his illegal activity, he's not going to hide it. Jink Janko is a man who knows how to talk to his audience. He's got neon lit up in just the right way to kind of make you feel like this is the hoppin' joint that you want to be in. There's enough planted people outside having a good time that you think you'll have a good time. It's night. There's actually quite a few people here. The unfortunate side of it is more than likely there are going to be some Imperial employees here. This is the last place an Imperial employee wants to be caught, so you've got at least that going for you. But it is a happening night at Jink Janko's Scorch Mark, even considering the shootout that went down just a day ago.
Let's not go right in. Let's look for bouncer door guy.
Okay.
All right.
And
Someone
walk
have a.
right up to him.
There's a main door. It is large, very large, very tall, like 10 and a half, maybe 12 feet tall, something like that. It's got a big grand entrance. And the perceptive eye, which you do possess, notices a smaller sub-entrance that is a kind of a downward stair next to the bouncer. So he's sort of in between these two doorways. One is very much supposed to look like a grand entrance, and one is very much supposed to blend into the wall.
Right. I walk up to the bouncer.
The bouncer is a giant...
Gamorrean.
Gamorrean, thank you.
Yeah.
So the bouncer is Gamorrean, large,
Big green, big-headed guy.
pig-esque, big tusks with red dust tips. He's got a long coat on and haphazard armor chunks kind of displayed around him. He's got some blaster scorching on his neck and cheek, which you assume probably came from yesterday. And he does not look very pleased to see people he doesn't recognize.
Hello. Do you recognize me? I take that as a no.
They don't talk in basic though, do they?
I
I don't think I've ever heard them do it, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, I have one rank in Outer Rim. Can I speak Gamorrean?
sure.
So he says,
No.
Well, that's comforting that everybody hasn't seen my face plastered all over the HoloNet. My name's Zen, and I'd like to speak with your boss.
Which one? Wait. Oh.
There are more than one. I'm going to try to charm this out of him now. Now I'm interested.
okay, let's charm this, and then I want a perception roll from you guys.
Okay.
The ones that are not talking to the Gamorrean. So the joint perception roll for you guys is going to be... it's just going to be 2v2. So it'll be 2 green versus 2 purple, but let's do this charm roll first.
All right.
Okay, so what's my difficulty?
It's his...
Is it his...
Discipline? Yeah, discipline. So it's going to be 1 challenge die.
Okay.
No, because he doesn't have that. It's 1 difficulty die.
All right.
Okay.
And that's it?
Yep, that's a difficulty.
You charmer, you.
Okay.
Success Rooney.
So
Okay.
that's 5 successes and a threat.
He thinks you're great, that's for sure.
All right, so the threat...
I'm talking to him about what a pain it is to work for multiple bosses and how, getting everything straight, because this guy wants TPS reports, that guy wants TPS reports, and everybody tells you it's just one TPS report.
Yeah.
I think the threat will actually save us from the perception check, too. So the threat is one of the people milling about when the Gamorrean says he has 2 bosses. The guy literally slaps his hand to his forehead and sighs heavily. So
No, I don't have 2 bosses. I just have the one boss. Just the one boss that's inside. James Jenkness? Oh, what is his name?
Who's the other guy that's not inside?
Who, Tenga?
Never mind. I'd like to speak to Jigjenko.
Oh my
He's
god.
busy.
Right. He might want to see me.
Why?
Because we're returning his speeders.
I hate to say this, but I'm afraid that I am at least indirectly responsible for the current state of affairs with our government.
I knew like 3 of those words.
I'm friends with someone who killed a stormtrooper yesterday.
Oh. Alright, go in, quickly. What are you doing out here?
How hurt am I?
injured severely.
Okay, so I'm
Bleeding.
I need some sort of medical attention,
Yeah.
don't I?
Yep.
We need to get
Yes.
inside for that.
Okay, yeah, that's my goal then. I want to do that.
I only have 19 credits. I was going to tip the guy to watch our speeders for us, but I only have 19 credits.
It's okay, I just got paid a lot of money to do this.
So all three of us are going in? Is that?
Yeah, the guy, he's opened he's pointing down towards the lower door, not the grand entrance.
Right.
So he wants you to go
Okay.
into the basement entrance.
I have no idea what nautilins sound like underwater, but I know what dolphins and other mammals
I would
sound
think
like
it would use
underwater.
some sort of, like,
so
high sonic range.
I whistle
Okay.
for you guys to...
Right.
Right.
There, I gotcha. Better than just clicking.
All right, so there is a automated door at the bottom of like 4 steps. Basically, they go into some sort of basement or lower storage area for Jink Janko's scorch mark.
Right.
You press the keypad and the door slides open.
Okay.
All
Holding
right.
onto my chest, eyeing around.
So the door slides open and you hear very quickly from inside, "I told you to shut the door."
We're shutting it.
What you would assume are Jink Janko's men. They're sort of in a loose pile of men on the floor. There are 2 big custom battle droids standing there with blasters kind of pointing towards the pile of people that aren't bleeding, so you would assume are at least stunned.
Zen's
And-
hands are out to his side, palms open.
You know why Jink Janko didn't respond when you came calling immediately? It is because Tenga currently has the barrel of a blaster shoved into his mouth. And when he sees you guys, he goes, "Oh, crap."
Zen, it looks like the negotiations have begun without us.
Tango, what are you doing?
Hello, Tanga. We brought your speeders.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you brought my speeders. Now, would you kindly leave me and this fella here to finish our conversation?
Well, actually, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Well, that's all for this week. But come back next week and see if Zen, Gree, and Bear can perform some diplomatic jujitsu. And don't forget to rate and leave us a review on iTunes. Thanks. We'll see you next week.